Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In this video we also want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance, but first let's dive into the analysis. After that we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. First of all, maybe let's take a look at where we come from. So I wanted to zoom out a little bit, take a look at the 8-hour chart, just to show where we are on the chart for anybody who's new on the channel. So the idea is currently bear market low is in. Of course, that's not something that is set in stone. As analysts, as traders, we always have to react. The market is the boss. The market tells us the truth. But as long as we're holding all the bullish support levels, there isn't really a reason to be bearish at this stage. However, don't forget that there, certain tactics obviously would make sense to apply here if you're trading all of this. And for example, if you really used the trend reversal area maybe here in March, prices rallied significantly. It certainly does not harm from a risk management point of view to take some profits. I made buys here, I made some buys here, and I bought around November, a sizable position, and channel members know that. I did communicate it at the time. I have taken profits along the way, but I still have a large portion of all of that. So just be aware. I don't mind if price goes down from here because I have cash to play with if price comes down to grab up those opportunities. I'm trading the larger swings. Just be aware that don't be surprised if you kept hold of all of that. Traders always need to pay themselves regularly. If you kept hold of all of those positions, if price comes down, you will be likely annoyed. So obviously nobody knows the future. We can only really look at the present, make calls about, our entries and exits, understand where are the support levels. But the problem is if a support level breaks, price has already moved quite a bit. So you want to make sure that you bag in some of those profits. However, I'm still focused on the upside more generally. So the idea is that the bear market low is in. It would take a break below 22K to make me doubt that scenario. So that tells you a lot about how far the market can drop from here, and I will still be bullish. So we talk about 26%. Even below that level, there is another bullish scenario. However, obviously the bearish scenarios would then get more focus. So the idea is that price rallied in a wave 1 to this swing high, which was made in February. Then it moved down in a wave 2 into March, another 1-2 setup, and we could now be in the third wave. And within the third wave, we are looking for another 1-2 setup, which we're doing right now. Okay, and then we could really go higher. I do expect the way to the upside though to be difficult. I think it will be a rocky road. I've said that many times. So I don't think it will be very easy going, and I think it isn't easy going if you observe the latest price action. So I think so far the analysis and my impression of the market is so far working out, because it is not easy, right? We have a lot of long, boring sideways action, but the movements to the downside are clearly corrective at this stage. So they probably rather build that support for higher prices in the coming weeks and months. But I will also tell you in this video the relevant support areas that need to hold for price to really keep climbing. So let's zoom in and go here to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we can see that this yellow wave 2 likely bottomed on the 15th of June. Again, that's not set in stone. This here could still be a high B wave, and we come down in wave C to reset yellow wave 2. But that's not something I primarily look for, okay? Things change, markets are dynamic, but at the moment we're not focusing on that too much. There are basically just two scenarios I'm watching at the moment here on the 4-hour chart. The first scenario is that we rallied so far in 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. That we're currently still doing this ominous and ambiguous 4th wave in an ABC structure in a wave 4. And as long as we're holding 28,550, this will be my view. And then we can get one more wave up in a wave 5 of wave 1. So this would be a 5-wave move. After that, we should get this wave 2 pullback. And I will have to adjust the support area down here, which is relevant for the wave 2, if we climb a little higher in wave 1. So we'll have to adjust that. But for now, it's all good, happy days, yeah, and this can still work out. So idea is find some support somewhere here, and we're going to zoom into the 30-minute chart in a minute, and then go higher in the 5th wave. If we break below 28,550, and that's where we get to the second scenario, still bullish, it would include the idea that wave 1 already topped either on the 23rd of June or the latest swing high that was made yesterday. And we're already coming down in wave 2. But looking at the price action on the Bitcoin chart, I don't see any evidence. So it's good to stick to our current support areas because price isn't come down far enough to be in a wave 2. Ethereum is a bit different. Okay? Ethereum already reached our support area for wave 2, and therefore it is correct to assume currently that they are in different wave counts. Still a bit skeptical about that idea because Bitcoin and Ethereum often, if it seems they are in different wave counts, they still align at some point, okay? So we'll see. I mean, there are other possibilities, of course, but this is currently the view, okay? And the idea is still to get one more high. Again, that one more high could be quite aggressive. If it is aggressive, we might already be in the 3rd wave. So against 28,550, though, I assume primarily this is going to be a wave 5 of 1. And we then come down in wave 2. If we break below 28,550, then I will assume we're already in wave 2. And now let's go to the 1-hour chart or 30-minute chart. Yeah, here, price action to the downside is a little unclear, I have to say. This does not really clearly look impulsive. Okay, so what I'm thinking about, there are different options. I mean, I don't want to bore you with or confuse you with lower degree wave counts because they change a lot. But, you know, in contrast to here being an ABC, this could just simply be a WXY. And in the Y wave, we have an ABC. Just be aware of those possibilities. And if we break above the B wave high, yesterday's high at 31,550 roughly, then we are probably in the wave 5 already. This is basically everything that you need to know about it at the moment. Perfect area for gridding here a little bit, even just buying when it comes down, selling when it rallies into resistance. Could be we are in this area for a little while. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. So let's open the dominance chart. See where we are. Bitcoin here hasn't really moved, or the Bitcoin dominance hasn't really moved much. However, it is still reasonable. Yeah, if I zoom out a little bit, the yellow areas, disregard them. They are where we had altcoin rallies or altcoin season. The idea is that we have here a 1-2 setup to the downside. And this is another smaller 1-2 setup. And we're sort of in the last stages of this wave 2. We are rallying into resistance. And after that, we could see a significant drop. And that could be not necessarily that low, but this would be a significant drop. And that could be the next bull run, altcoin season, whatever you want to call it. But first of all, we have a little bit more climbing to do, as it seems into the region between 54 and 64%, I think. Bear in mind, an Elliott Wave count on Bitcoin dominance is not reliable, but we can still use the method to track some structures. But it's not reliable on the Bitcoin dominance chart just because it's not purely sentiment driven. Okay, there are other factors impacting the dominance chart as well. So Elliott Wave works best on markets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptos that are purely sentiment driven and not driven by fundamentals. The stock market, for example, is much more driven by fundamentals or Forex, whereas there is much more sentiment going on in crypto, much more hype, you know that. Okay, so the idea is that we could be in a 4th wave now, yeah, of this wave C of wave 2, and then a wave 5 still higher. At the moment, it's sort of just moving sideways, but if I had to interpret this, it looks like we had an impulse down, like a small wave 1 maybe of wave 4. Yeah, obviously it would be an ABC structure, so it could be wave 1 of wave A. This is a correction to the upside as it seems, and as long as the 52.1% level stays intact and is not broken to the upside, I would assume we are in a wave 4. What would that mean? That would mean that the altcoins and also Ethereum probably have a good chance to outperform Bitcoin over the coming weeks. Okay, let's see. But it all depends on it is in a local uptrend. Yeah, and this uptrend will resume if we break above that 52.1% level. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.